Good morning, everybody. Yes, I'm welcoming each and every one of you to this morning's market review. My name is Akonde Olakomi Joshua. Thank you for being part of us this morning. Yes, so I said good morning to Apple Favor Brown Akiola. I'm saying good morning to Cheesy. Good morning to Chris Ezebune. I say good morning to Edidion. Good morning, Ekpemski. Good morning, Father Ray Solomon. Good morning, Godwin Uba Ogebe. Good morning, James Otegbayo. Good morning, Joseph. Good morning, Julius Kenny. Good morning to Kelly Jaye. Good morning to Kalu. Good morning to Kendi Adetona. Good morning to Kunle Akinyemi. Good morning to Madu Timothy. Good morning to Maker Paul Jr. Good morning to Oji Cyril. Good morning to Olamide Lowo. Yeah, good morning to Oyeshina Oyekami. Good morning to Philip Amas. Good morning to Oluremi Ajibola. Yes. Good morning to Samuel Olorun Toba. Good morning to Soji Farutimi. Good morning to Soji Obilana. Good morning to Thomas La Vidon. Good morning to Tobiloba Babatunde. Good morning to Tonye Atemi. Good morning to Victor Bassi. Yes. And good morning to User. Yeah. Good morning to everybody. Welcome to this morning's market review. It's a wonderful Friday, an interesting Friday. And yes, it has also been an interesting week in the market, based on the fact that the market in some situation has been directional this week based on fundamentals. Yes. It's actually been interesting. And we hope in coming weeks and the likes, it's also going to be like that. Yes. So yes, I can see Brown Akiola saying, good morning, boss man. Thank you. Mr. Kemsky is saying, good morning, sir. Have a nice day. Yes, the same. I'm wishing you here the same. Okay, Carlu is also saying, good morning, Mr. Joshua. Thank you very much. In fact, I'm receiving 3 different responses from 3 different people, meaning that they are able to hear me from their own end loud and clear. Loud and clear. So I won't be saying you should tell me, you should give me that normal opinion of please tell me loud and clear this morning. But it shows that yes, everybody can hear me loud and clear. So if you're unable to hear me loud and clear from your end, it means the issue it's not from my end. So I'll kindly advise maybe you off your data, you on it, or once you do that, you change your location. Yes, kindly Aditono is even saying loud and clear. Thank you very much. Femi Ayola, good morning to you too. I really appreciate this. Yes. It's a lovely Friday morning, and hopefully today we're going to be making some good profits from the market. All right, so first thing first, we all know the drill. We all come with yeah, Kalu, loud and clear. Thank you very much. I appreciate that too. Okay, so this morning, first thing first, we all know the drill, the way we do it. First, we check out for fundamentals. We see how the market has actually moved, the news that came out fundamentally, and the reaction. Then we move to technicals and see how the market is going to be moving for the day. So I will be sharing my screen from my own end so we are able to see what is happening in the market or the news that actually came out in the market and how it affected the market. Then we'll come and look at the currency strength meter as of this morning. Okay, so as of this morning now, yeah. All right, so we'll be moving to news we are expecting for today and also look at what happened yesterday. You understand the news that came out yesterday. Okay, so yes, as of yesterday, around 2:30 a.m., the AUD employment change and unemployment rate came out, and it came out neutral, meaning there was no change from the forecast. You understand? It came out neutral. Not really bad, not really good. It wasn't bad, it wasn't good for the economy, that the economy is just there. You understand? So saying that what they expected it to be is what they are having there, you understand, in terms of employment change and unemployment rates. That was around 2:30 a.m. yesterday. Then by 7 a.m. we had the GDP month to month and prelim GDP quarter to quarter, and it came out good for GDP. And that's why you're seeing it. The data report that was being given on actual came out green. Then by 1:30 p.m., the all expected core PPI month to month, and unemployment claims. Yes. So I remember even the Was it not on? Yes, I remember on Tuesday, I was having a conversation with some of the clients at the academy, and we're talking, and I told them, I said, PP, I'm expecting it, there will be a strong move on it. And somebody was like, no, 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 he does not expect it to move this. I told him, yes, I'm expecting it to move. And whoa, the news came out well, coming out positive, positive, and neutral. And well, based on the results we are seeing on actual, it means the information came out good for USD. And yesterday, for those that were on the chart around 1:30 p.m. to trade this particular news, either on Euro USD or different pairs with the USD, saw the way it moved. There was a massive and strong movement on Euro USD down. It was bearish. There was a massive push to the downside. It sold very well. And even after that, there was still a continuation of that sell downwards. You understand? It moved from 1:30 even to 2 p.m. There was still a push, 3 p.m. around that sort of. Then by 6 p.m., we had the president of the US speaking. You understand? The president of the United States spoke yesterday, and that on its own too had its own reaction on the market. You understand? It had its own reaction, its own move on the market too. You see, some of these things are very, very interesting. When you see the market, whenever there's news like that, it affects the market either to go to the upside or the downside. That's an interesting thing about this market. You always see the market moving on its own. There's a strong move on this market. And more also because it was the president of the US that was speaking yesterday too. Like we all know, whenever he speaks, whatever thing he's saying always affects the market. You understand? Whenever he speaks like that, whatever he says affects the market. So these are some of the things that we can see. All right. Yes, I'm still on this. So yeah. So that's for yesterday. So as of today now, we'll be looking at the news that will be coming out on this market. So today being Friday, we already had news being released on industrial production year to year and retail sales year to year on CNY. It came out negative for the Chinese yuan. Then we are having an all-day holiday on euros, French bank holiday and Italian bank holiday. So on Euro USD, the move might be a little bit slow, but yes, it's still going to move. If there's any volatile information on the other pair with euros, you understand, there could be a massive move. That on its own. Then by 1:30, we are having news coming out on USD, the core retail sales month to month, retail sales month to month, and the Empire State Manufacturing Index. Then by 3 p.m., we're also having the Prelim University of Michigan consumer sentiment and Prelim University of Michigan inflation expectation. This on its own too can affect the market to either go up or come down. You understand? And these are volatile news on their own. You can also see their red impact, high impact news tagged with red folders and one brown folder. Yes, they are high impact news on its own. So I advise by 1:30, you can also look out for these informations too. And by 3 p.m. too, these are informations that could move the market. Okay, so that on that being said, right. So that's the volatile news or high impact news that will be coming out for today. So right now, I will want us to go into the chart and see what is going to be happening technically. Let's see what will be happening technically. But before we do that, let's look at the currency strength meter and see the state of the currency as of this morning. Whoa. So based on the information we are seeing as of this morning, the strongest of all the currencies is what? JPY. It's followed by AUD. The AUD is the next, then euros is the next instrument, then GBP is the next instrument, then CAD and NZD are on the same length, then the Switzerland franc, the lowest of all instruments as of this morning is the USD. You understand? That's the weakest as of this morning. So let's go to the chart and see what the chart is saying. Let's see what the chart is saying, okay? All right. With us, please. All right, so this is Euro USD. As of yesterday, the market moved down, and as of this morning, the market has gained strength. Based on what we are seeing, the market has gained strength as of this morning, based on the information we are seeing. Yes, because the news came out by 1:30 yesterday. If you're looking at it, yes, let me show us. So looking at it, this was the news. That's around 1, then by 1:30, pushed down to this point. But as of this morning, we can see that there's a reversal back to the upside. Price has reversed back to the upside as of this morning. You understand? So based on what we're seeing, what are we expecting? Are we still expecting price to move in that direction to the upside, or there should be a reverse back to the downside? So first thing first, I want us to look at this market from the daily time frame. Based on what we are seeing on the daily time frame, we discovered that price has gone up for a while. Then it got to this particular high and it got rejected, came down. This is one here. Yes. Okay, it got to this point, it got rejected here, now came back to this point. Price is going back up. So based on what we're seeing, I'm zooming in now so we can see it clearly. Based on the information we're seeing now, if price is able to break above this particular section, this particular point as of this morning, I still feel price is still going to go up. It's still going to go up. But yes, it could be a change in structure, because if you're looking at it now, it's more of price is more or less like maybe it's going down. But let's see what is going to happen. Let's look at it from the lower time frame and see if we can get an opportunity to go up, because where price is currently is a zone. Around this point is a zone for price. Where it is currently is a zone for it. So what are we expecting? If price is able to break above this section successfully, if price is able to break above this section successfully, we can go for that bullish move. If price is able to break above this section successfully, we can go for that bullish move. Or it could be a zone where price will now pull back and continue selling, you understand? But so this morning we can actually see that USD is weak, and that's why it has battered this whole move. USD is actually weak this morning, and that's why we're seeing that move. And Euros is on the strong side. So is it going to continue that strength? And yes, because today is an all-day holiday, you can see the way it's been moving. It's, yes, strong, but slowly. Assuming they are not on holiday, and I'm very sure or pretty sure the market will not be in this way. It would have moved with strong volatility. So maybe because they're on holiday, that's why it's moving this way. But yes, if it continues in this line, we can expect price to really reverse back to the upside. You understand? So I just feel after the whole speech from President Trump as of yesterday, you understand, this was when, because he spoke around 6 p.m. This was the whole statement. So I think the statement didn't really go well, and that battered this reaction. So, but if price is able to break above this section successfully, our advice will go for that buy, the bullish move. That's my take on Euro USD. Okay, so the next instrument we'll be looking at is USD JPY is here. So let's look at it. USD JPY. And as of this morning, we can see that JPY is strong. So that's why we are seeing that the market is actually selling. But yesterday, around 1:30 and the likes, you discover that, yes, there was a strong move on the market. Look at it. It went up to this point. You understand? So now price is reversing back, and it's at this junction. Yes. And okay. So looking at it from this point where it is, this is a zone. So to go for that bearish move successfully, wait for it to break below this section successfully. Once it breaks below this point, and if possible, you have a retest testing this same point again, is unable to break it back, there could be a continuation in that bearish move, and it can come all the way down to this point. Yes, it could come down all the way to this point. So hold on for price to break below that section. Once it breaks below that section, then we can go for that bearish move. You see it? I changed it to 15 minutes time frame so we could see what I was saying when drawing that point, that it's a zone. I believe you can see that now. You can see on 15 minutes, it's more or less like price is ranging around that point. You understand? And when price is ranging around the zone, that point is a correction zone. You understand? So two things could happen there. Either it breaks below and continues, or it reverses back. That's why I'm putting it on 15 minutes time frame so we can see it. So there's every possibility price could break this point down. And if it breaks it down, that could mean a continuation of that bearish move. And also, JPY is strong as of this morning, as of this very morning when we are talking. So yes, bearish move. We might expect that, but not to rush into the market, because you rush into this market without proper information or when you're not well guided, you could rush out, and rushing out will not be in a normal way again. The account will not be normal. So hold on for it to break below this part, then we'll take that point bearish. But if it doesn't, after this whole ranging on 15 minutes, there could be a reversal back to the upside. Then you can follow that move. That's my take on USDJPY. Wait, we said it in technicals. Waiting is a strategy. Waiting is a strategy. So the best strategy in this market is to wait when you see the market doing its due. So you're able to take your own profit out of it. Yes. Okay. All right. So that's for that. Let's move on to the next instrument, currency pair. Okay. Let's look at for the next instrument, which us. We're looking at GBP USD. GBP USD. Okay. After which I'll go to USD CAD. Then we'll go to USD CHF. Right. Let's do it that way. I'm coming. Like I said, I'm going for GBP USD first. So I'm coming. All right, GBP USD. So this is GBP USD. Now we'll look at it from the higher time frame and let's see what price is doing. Okay, so based on what we are seeing on the higher time frame, it's just been moving between 2 points here. This is point 1. Put it this way to make it a little bit tight. Okay, this is point 1 and this is point 2. In fact, around this point, he did a double bottom. For anybody who was able to see it on the daily time frame, he did a double bottom around this point. And yes, you can see technically price has respected the double bottom, and that's why it's able to go back up. Can you see it? This is it, point 1. Got up, came back and tested it around this point, a double bottom, and that battered this. So for those that were able to see this, yes, it's good. They would have gone for that bullish move. And yes, I believe they would have made their own profit out of it on the daily time frame. But let's look at it on the 1 hour time frame and see how the market is going to move. So yes, interestingly, it did something. Look at it. Now it ranged at a point around this point. It ranged. Yes, it ranged around this point. And after that, it picked a direction. After the whole completion of the ranging, it came down. And on coming down, it has gotten to this zone here and is respecting it. Can you see it? I believe, yes, we can see it. The whole ranging started from this point to this point. This was where he ranged. You understand? He ranged between this point, then he broke it and came down to this point. But when he got to this point, remember, there's another zone here that he broke. You understand? And it has formed the support. And that's what price is doing. You can see now price has gone back to this point, testing this point. So it's a smooth thing. It's still simple. The whole issue is just around this point. Is it going to break above that part? So let's hold on for it. Is it going to break above this part successfully? If it's able to break above this part now successfully, we expect it to come up and do a retest on this zone. And if it's able to break this other zone too, yes, we could have a continuation in that move, in that line, because as of now, dollars is weak. And yes, we are only expecting any information to come out on dollars by 130 and 3 or so. Yes, let's see, to be sure. Yes, we are expecting the news to come out by, this is it. We're expecting it by 1:30, yes, and by what time again? 3 p.m. So until then, nobody is sure of what the market is going to do. And yes, interestingly, there could be a breaking news which could change the whole scenario, you understand, or the whole tide. But one of it is when you're looking at it technically, you need to respect all these zones. And yes, price is unable to break above this part now as of now. So unless it breaks above this part, we can go for that bullish move. But if that is not the case, it could just be a minor pullback. It could be a minor pullback to that point and it's testing that zone. And as far as they're unable to break that zone, I'm expecting it to go bearish. If it doesn't break it, then price could go back down. And we can see it based on what we're even seeing on the shadows. You know, one of the information we need to get about candlestick is this. Whenever you're seeing that shadows, either on the bullish candles or the bearish candle, it's only saying one thing. And the interpretation is this. It's talking about the strength of the traders. And as of now, you discover that yes, when it got to this point, it got rejected and it's coming down. You can see the shadow, you can see how it is. It's getting longer. You understand? And back to the same opening point, it means the sellers of the market are trying to pull their way to send the price down. And if it closes bearish around this point, if this particular candle closes bearish, there's every reason for price to sell. There's every reason for price to sell, saying that the sellers in the market are outweighing the buyers. But if that is not the case, if the buyers are able to react and they push back price and it goes above this section, yes, we should expect price to push to the upside. That's just what we're saying. You understand? So that's the way it is. And yes, around this point, we could also see that, yes, price was already having some little each because price came down to this point. The sellers were trying to do their own thing. But yes, the buyer pushed it to this point. You understand? Now, again, they are trying to push it up, but the sellers are also revolting, trying to push it back down. So who is going to win this tug of war now between these two? That's where this candlestick comes in. If it closes bearish, you understand? If it closes bearish, there's every possibility that, yes, price will be going down because it's unable to break above this particular section. So that's that on GBP USD. Okay, so that's that if you're using GBP USD, you understand? Let's go to the next instrument, which is USD CAD. USD CAD. Whoa. So this is it. Looking at what we are seeing here. All right. So by around 130 as of yesterday, yes, price became good and everything pushed up because the news was good on PPI. Then a pullback. And after that, a push to the upside. Then the whole information on Trump came, and yes, we've been seeing price coming down. And we can see that around this point, price is having issues going down further. So what is happening? Let's look at daily time frame. You see, from the way it is now, I'm zooming out so we can see some certain things here. Price range the lead to came down, and around this point, price has tested this point for a while and is trying to push up. So we can see it. It has gone there 1, 2, and almost 3 times. Testing. It has gone back, and it got to this high, respecting that point. Price, this is a strong point for price as of now. Because if you see, price from that point came down to this point, and it's still ranging. For me, I just feel price is trying to push up on USD CAD. Price is trying to push up on USD CAD. But based on the trade war between the Canadian economy and the US economy, price has actually been stiff in that movement. Some of the decisions that President Trump has made has just been so harsh, and it's been affecting the market on both sides, and that's why there's been strong disagreement between the two. And you discover that on USD CAD, if it's picking that direction, it's been more or less like it wants to go down. Yeah, look at it. It went up for a while, but now it's been pushing down to the downside. So, and it's been moving just between these 2 points. At the point, it ranged between these two sides, now pushed up to this point, respecting this zone. So I feel this is a minor pullback. If price is able to push back to this point and breaks above this point, it should go up. But yeah, never say never. Let's see on 1 hour time frame and see what price is trying to do. Okay, so on 1 hour time frame now, it's the whole thing. This is the whole deal. Yes, see it from here to this point. Price is respecting this point and trying to push it back to the downside. So around this point, I'll just say, wait for price, based on my own opinion, wait for price below this point. If price is able to go below this point, yes, we can expect a bearish move. But if that does not happen, like I said, it could just be a minor pullback. If that does not happen, price could push back to the upside, break above this point, and continue the bullish move. That's that on USD CAD. If price is unable to break that point, it could do a pullback, push back to the upside, and break that point over. Okay, so let's move to the next one, which is USD CHF. USD CHF. Okay, so on USD CHF now, let's look at it, the daily time frame. I'm zooming out so we can see what it's saying. So price has actually been going down for a while, and it has gotten to a zone where price tried pushing back to the upside. So the information is CHF has actually been strong for a while. CHF has been strong for a while. Yes. And because CHF has been strong for a while, that's why we're seeing that there has been this bearish strong move. You understand? This bearish move, it's been pushing to this downside. Yeah, it's been strong for a while. When the reaction now trying to push it back up. But on the higher time frame, you can see that around this point, it's more or less like price is ranging around this point. It's giving an indecision, trying to correct itself. Okay, so let's look at it on 1 hour time frame. Now, 1 hour time frame is giving us that direction now, down to this point. Let's look at it. Yes. Okay, I'll pick it from here. No. Oh, let me put it here. This is the next part here. Okay, so 1 point, 2 point. Price has respected these two zones as of now. Then in between these two zones, we have another zone. You understand? And that's where we are having this, the likes of this. And we're also having this. So price came down, and at a point it respected this point, not until when it broke it with this candle, pushed to the upside, did a test and back up. So here is the main point. Is price breaking back to the upside? So let's watch and see if it's able to close bullish around this point. You understand? We could expect price to push to the upside. Yeah, if it's able to close bullish without breaking below this point like this, we can expect price to push to the upside. Based on my own opinion, my own bias, I will expect price to push up. If it closes bullish, if it gives us even a hammer, you know, based on the fact that this point is now in support, if it gives us a hammer around this point, yes, I'll go for that bullish move. I think I'll go for that bullish move. I'll be expecting it to go up on this part. All right, so I can see Mr. Fadari raising up his hand. Please and please kindly drop a chart for me. Go to the chart section and drop it for me. Let me see. Drop the chart for me and let me see it. I'll respond to it. Thank you. Yes. All right. So as of now, okay. Think yeah, let's look at one more currency, then we'll move to commodity. Let's look at AUD/USD. AUD/USD. Stay with us. So, like I said, Mr. Fadari, please go to the chat section, drop the chart directly to me. Once I see it, I'll respond. Thank you. All right. Based on what we're seeing on AUD/USD, okay. This is on daily time frame, and if you look at it like if you're seeing it, you discover that yes, if we want to follow it, price actually has been moving up, but in a cool way. Although around this point pushed down, went back. This was more of a sharp move, and I think it's based on news. You understand, reaction of news, and reversed back and continued in that line. In fact, let me see if I can draw this. Just like from this point, it's been moving cool and calmly to the upside. Based on what we are seeing from this point, you understand, it was now this move was as a result of news, and it rises back into that same point and is pushing up. So what are we expecting? Based on what we are seeing coolly, calmly, I will say yes, I'm expecting price to still push in that line. You understand? I will expect it to push in that line. But if you are looking at it based on the fixed support and resistance zones, yes, you agree with me that it's more or less like it's moving sideways now. This is on the daily time frame anyway, but let's look at it on the 1 hour time frame and see what we'll be able to get. You understand? So price has respected these 2 points. This is on 1 hour. Respected this 2 points. This is it. You see, it came down here, went back up. In fact, based on what we are seeing, it's almost like it did something like letter M, and it has pushed up from this point, came down now, respecting this zone. I will be expecting it to push to the upside, but for it to go to the upside, let's hold on for it to break above this path successfully. If it's able to break above that path successfully, then we should be expecting price to push up. But if that does not happen, I'm not sure it's going to be moving to anywhere. Yes. it could reverse back down. So let's hold on for price to break above this section successfully. Then we can go for that bullish move. Okay, so that's that on AED USD. All right. Okay, so let's go to commodity now. We'll go to commodity where we analyze gold and some other ones. Start with gold. Yes, I'm on gold now. Seeing gold. All right, so if we look at gold for a while, you discover that it's been going up, coming down, going up, coming down. So basically, based on the reaction we are seeing on gold now, what I will say is this: because yes, one of the major reasons why it's been moving that way, it's because it's paired with dollars, yes, and we all know that there's always a reaction on gold whenever there's a reaction on dollars. You understand? The reaction is inverse. Is dollars is going up, you see gold coming down. And if dollars is coming down, gold will be moving up. And for a while now, based on the informations we've been seeing now, it's been respecting that trend such that if dollars is strong, you see a little reaction on gold pushing to the downside. And if dollars is weak, yes. And I think based on the whole reaction of trying to quell the whole war in the Middle East, we've not really received any serious threat as of now. Yes, I'm not saying that there are no little each in the Middle East up till now. We still have them still doing their own stuff on the backside, but it's not really prominent such that it will now drive the market in another line as of recent. You understand that? And that's why if you look at it, this is on daily time frame now. We can see that price has actually been moving more or less like sideways on gold. It's been moving sideways on gold as of now. This is on daily time frame. It's not really picking a clean direction for us to see where it's going to go. Well, maybe because it's on daily time frame, yeah. So it has just been moving sideways as of now. But on the 1 hour time frame, yes, we can still do some certain things because price has been respecting zones to some extent. See, came down to this point as close as this point, respected it, did that the same way. So what are we still expecting? I'm still looking at it that as far as dollars is gaining strength, we could have gold still pushing to the downside. Yes. And if there's no issue, you understand? If there's no issue in the Middle East nation that could actually boost price to move, you understand, irrationally. But yes, I'm expecting price to still, based on what I'm feeling, based on my own opinion and the way it is, as far as it moves in that line, we could still expect that price should go below this point. It could still be a bearish move. So let's hold on and see what is going to happen. Is it going to break below this part? If it's able to break below this part successfully, then we could have a push down on gold. Gold could reverse back to the downside. But if it respects this zone that has been marked out for us, then we can have price pushing back to the upside. So that's my own opinion. You understand? Based on what I'm saying, I'm expecting price to get to that zone first. If it's able to break above that zone, or sorry, break below that zone, then we can go for that bearish move. But if the reverse is the case, then we can guess what will be the next deal. Okay, so that's that on gold. Let's go to oil. Let's go to oil. I'm on oil now. Yes, I'm on oil now. And based on what we were seeing on oil, we discovered that, okay, daily time frame got up, came down, ranged a little, now still coming down. Are we still expecting it to move down? Based on what we are seeing, yes, it could still push down if it's able to break below this particular section where it is now. Yes, it could still push to the downside if it's able to break below it. But let's look at it on 1 hour time frame. Now, on 1 hour time frame, are we expecting it to go down based on what we are seeing? If it's able to break below this part successfully, I'm still going to, for that bearish, I pitch my tent with the bears on this particular instrument, oil. I'm expecting it to go down. But for it to go down, please, let's hold on for it to break below this part successfully. If it breaks below this part successfully, I'm expecting that bearish move. I'm expecting that bearish move. But if that does not happen, it could reverse back from this point and push back to the upside. Just like we were saying, you understand, the buyers are trying to show their own strength to push price back to the upside. But if that does not happen, As far as price respects this zone successfully, then we could have a what? A reversal back to the upside. But if it's able to break below this part successfully, then we should surely expect that bearish move, a continuation of that what? Bearish move. That's my take on oil. That's my take on oil. Okay, so I'll also look at some other instruments too. Let's look at cocoa. Yes, let's look at cocoa. Okay. All right. So I can also see Mr. Sanusi Olatunde. You are saying that I should look at cocoa for you, right? To analyze it. All right. Let's look at cocoa and see what is happening on cocoa. Let's look at cocoa. Then after that, we move straight down to indices. Okay, cocoa. So, all right. So this is cocoa as of this morning. And on daily time frame, we can see that price has gone up, but in the last 2 days, it's giving us that bearish candle. You understand? Okay, so are we still expecting price to push to the downside? I just feel price broke this particular zone here, and it's trying to see if price is going, well, is price going to respect that zone or push back to the upside? Let's look at something on the one now. Now, part of the things we need to understand is when you want to trade agric produce, yes, let me give us this hint. You want to trade the agri produce. Some of the things you need to look out for first is this. Who is the largest producer of cocoa? And yeah, it's one of these West African countries, Ivory Coast. And even Ghana, I think they are also large producers. Nigeria, as of now, is like number 5. And as of now, currently in Ivory Coast, I think they are having, based on some information, I think their weather is beginning to change. Or the weather they are currently having now, I mean, based on the climate there, it's not something that is favorable for cocoa. So if it's not favorable for cocoa, it could affect the movement of cocoa. And Nigeria too, who has also been a major producer of cocoa to some extent, the production rate has also reduced too. You understand? This could also affect the price of cocoa, making it what expensive. But if that is not the case, if you are to look at it technically, because based on what we are saying, price got to this high and it has respected that point for a while now. And since that, it's been coming down. So this is the real deal here now. If price is able to break below this part that you're seeing, I've just marked out now successfully. This is on 1 hour time frame place. If price is able to break below this part successfully, then we could have a bearish move on cocoa. If price is able to break below it, yes, we could have a bearish move on cocoa. But if the reverse is the case, and it respects that point, it could just be a pullback and pushes back to the upside. But if you look at it, when it got to this point, it got pulled back to this side. This was a pullback. Now gone back to test that zone, pushed back and tried. Now it's coming down. So yes, the next thing is it could come to this point to gather momentum to break this point or break below this point and continue that bearish move. So let's hold on and see what price is going to do around this point on cocoa. Is it going to break below? If it's able to break below this part, then we should expect a bearish move on cocoa. That's my take on cocoa. That's my take on cocoa. All right. Okay, let's move to the next part, which is indices. Let's look at indices. After that, then we'll have the opportunity to drop some of the instruments you want me to want us to look at and give our own opinion on it. Yeah, indices. So I'll look at all right. So even seeing a chart now, yes, Victor Edojo, I'm on indices now, so I'll look at it. D30, I'll look at D30 or D40, sorry, D40 coming. Looking at D40, yes. Look at US 30. We look at US 2000 and we also look at US 500 and look at US 100 to know where the market is actually going to on this instrument. Okay, with us. All right. Okay, So DE30, starting with or DE40, yes. So if you look at DE40 for a while now, price has been pushing up. This is it. This is a 1 hour time frame, but let's look at it. So yes, you see, price is also is still the same, almost like the same thing, still having some move around this point. This is point 1. This is on daily time frame, and this is another point here. So it has just moved between these 2 points to this point. Now, price is trying to get back to around this point. This is on daily time frame. So if it's able to break above this part successfully on the daily time frame, we should know that yes, price is going to go up. Now, it's giving us this is on 1 hour time frame. Price has pushed up to this particular high based on what we're seeing, and price is struggling around this point. If I let me make it a little bit so free. You understand? So are we going for that bullish move or the bearish move? Because based on what we're seeing now, there's an indecision. That's why you're saying it's on candle zero. That's more or less like what it's doing. It's giving us that doji, and doji is more or less like an indecision in some ways. You understand? Sometimes it could be a continuation, but on this part now, it's more or less giving us more ordinary, more like indecision. So let's wait for price either to break above this point successfully. And if it's able to break above this point successfully, we all know that yes, it's moving up. And based on the trend we are seeing on this 1 hour now, you know, at a point it did as if it was almost like range came down to this point, then reversed back to this upside. So if it's able to break above this point successfully, we could expect a push to the upside. But if the reverse is the case and it doesn't push up and it gets rejected around this point, so yes, we should expect that bearish move. So let's hold on and see what price is trying to do. Is it going to break above it or reverse back to the downside? That's the main thing here. Let's hold on for this particular section. Price either breaks above it, then we can go bullish, or gets rejected, then we'll go bearish. Okay, so that's that on DE40. Let's look at US30. So on US30 is also giving us that bullish move. So can we see it? It's on daily time frame now. It has gone back to that high again. This is on DE30. It has gone back to that same high. In fact, a little bit pushing higher than that point. Let me put it a little bit up, because yes, this is on daily time frame. It's able to break above this point now successfully. It means it is attaining a new high based on what we are seeing on daily time frame. You understand? This is it on daily time frame. So if he's able to break above it successfully, then it means he's going to be pushing up. And I remember sometimes ago I was discussing on this same instrument where I was pointing it out that this could be just a minor pullback to this point, and as far as it does not go below it, it's going to push up. And yes, we are already seeing it has gotten to a high. It's trying to push up. If it breaks above this point, yes, successfully, I'm expecting price to push up. You understand? Based on what we are even seeing, I, for one, I'm pitching my tent with the bulls. But, you know, because it's a new high, we need to relax. If he's able to close above that point, you understand? I'll say we need to take take it slowly. Let there be a pullback, then we'll follow price back to the upside. That's the main thing. If you once you discover that the trend of the market is bullish and it has gone up for a while, the next thing you need to do is hold on for price to pull back. After that, you follow price back up. So I'm pitching my tent to the bulls anyway. As far as price is unable to break below this point, I'm still expecting it to go up. But on this new high now, there could be a rejection, and that's what we are seeing here. Price is already having issues around this point, so price could push to the downside. There could be a pullback down, and from that point, push up. So we could expect price to get rejected around this point and comes down to this point, or it could get as low as this point, and from this point now, it could get rejected back to the upside. Yes, price could get pushed back down to this point, and from this point gets rejected back. So there are two ways. You could have your own you could have your pending order around this point. You understand? You could have like a pending order around this point that if price gets to this point, it picks you up and picks you to the upside. Yes, I'm expecting a bullish move after if there's a pullback to this side to push to the upside. But if the reverse is the case, it could just be a little test around this point and continues bullish. So all in all, my take on US30 is what? Bullish. I pitch my tent with the bulls. Yes. All right. So on US 100, this is on 1 hour. Let's look at it on daily time frame. Let's see what it's been doing. So yes, on US 100 too, it has also pushed to the upside, got into a high, and now price as of this morning, this is on daily time frame. You can see it on as of this morning. It's more or less like it's almost like just moving between some points, ranging around that point, not really. It's moving sideways, yes, based on what we are seeing. So this has been the move. And to the next one, you can also say around this point. So it's just between these whole points here. So what is happening? I feel like price is just trying to pull back to this point here. So around this point, I should expect that price should reverse back up. That's if it doesn't reverse back with this candle, you understand? Because this candle is more or less like respecting this one. That's why we're seeing that bearish candle on candle move on candle zero. But if price should get to this point, I'm expecting a push back to the upside, except it breaks below that part. That's when we can say, okay, price is not going down. But if I want to, if we really want to make it, okay, let's say free, we could expect price could get back to this point first and gets rejected around this point back to the upside. So there are two things around it. If it gets to this point, let's hold on and say, is price going to be rejected? Price is rejected around this point, then we can follow that bullish move. But if it doesn't, and decides to break down, it might come to this point and respect this zone. And from this zone, I'm expecting price to push back to the upside. But based on what I'm seeing, whatever pullback is doing, it could just be to this side, reverse back up. You understand? Based on my own bias, you understand? Yes, surely I'm expecting a push to the downside, but it's not going to be a long one. The whole movement is still going to be bullish. That's my take on US 100. So we could just wait for price to push to this downside, then go for that bullish move. That's that on US 100. Let's look at US 500. Let's see what is happening on US 500. So this is US 500, and on daily time frame too, it's been pushing up. In fact, all the US indices, I'm expecting that bullish move. But yes, because it's on a new high, we can also see it's also pushing back down. You understand? So this is a pullback for me. I'm just expecting a pullback on all of them, then a continuation on that bullish move. So looking at it, it could be to this point. Let's see. It could pull back to this point. There could be a pullback to this point. You understand? So if it respects this point, we can expect price to reverse back to the upside. If not, there could be a continuation of that move down to another zone. From that zone, then a reversal back to the upside. And that's what I would say we saw here. When it pushed up to this point, there was a pullback down to the next zone around this point, after which it ranged for a while, came back a little bit down and push up. So this point, it could be to this point, or there could be a push back to the around this point. Let's see. You understand? Or even lesser. Then from that point, it can gain momentum. So these are points that price could get reversed back to the upside. So it could push back to this point, then reverse back to the upside. So let's just watch out for all these zones. If price is able to move and break below this part, yes, or another move to around this part, you understand? Then we can have that move to the upside. We could have that move to the upside. That's the take on it. Yes. Okay. Let's move to US 2000 now. So this is US 2000. This is US 2000. Like we're saying it, yes, price got to this high, got rejected. This is on 1 hour, got rejected around this point. Let's look at it. In fact, first on daily time frame, it has gotten to that high and pulled back, and price is trying to push to the upside. Well, it could move, like I said, on all the index market, I'm expecting a bullish move. But looking at it on 1 hour, got to this high, got rejected, came down, ranged a little, then came down to this next point. And we can see this is more or less like this is that same pullback. You understand? Did that. Now it's reversing back to the upside. And around this point, there's just a little zone. So let's wait and see what it's going to do. You understand? Is it going to continue? Even if it moves down, I just feel it's not going to go for a long time. Price could get rejected from this point back to the upside. So as far as price does not break below this size successfully, as far as price does not break below this size successfully. If price gets to this point and respects this point, from this point, we could have price reversing back to the upside. Yes, we could have price reversing back to the upside from that point. So let us watch out and see what price is going to be doing from that zone. You understand? So that's that on US 2000. So the remaining time we have now, we'll use these 3 minutes we have to entertain all the instruments you want us to look at together, and then we'll call it a day. That's that for it. Okay. So I'm coming to my chart sections now to look at it. Okay, so first thing first, I can see from here, okay, Vico Woosbees, you're saying we should look at GBP JPY. All right, let's look at GBP JPY. Look at GBP JPY. I'm taking it from that point. GBP JPY. Yes, GBP JPY. I'm on it. All right, so on the daily time frame, you discover that price, okay, has gone up for a while. It has gotten to a zone here, and that's why price is being rejected around that point. Yes. So around this point that price has gotten to, that's why we're saying that it's respecting that zone. And you know, more of it, currencies respect zones more. This is on daily time frame, but let's look at it on 1 hour time frame. If you look at it on 1 hour time frame, in fact, let me put a little bit up. You see, it's around that point, did a whole lot, came down, pushed back to that same point to test that zone, and is respecting that same zone. And that's why price has pushed back to the downside now. You understand? Price has respected this zone for a while. So this is the main thing. Is price going to go down continuous? So it's just between these 2 points now. Let me make it a little bit tight. But yes, this is it. Since price is respecting this point and is pushing back to the downside, as far as price is coming down, if it doesn't break below this part, you understand? If it breaks below this part, we could have that continuation move. Then, if price should range around this point now, if price should range around this point, it means price is trying to correct itself and may likely push back to the upside. But yes, as of this morning, because JPY is strong, we could expect the price to keep on moving bearish. You understand? And if it continues to gather that strength, it might continue moving bearish. And if it moves bearish, let's expect it could break below this point. But we shouldn't rush. So let's hold on for the market price to push down first. And if it's moving sideways from this point, based on what I'm seeing, in fact, let me push it further to a little. Yeah, you see on 15 minutes time frame, just like I said, it's just been more or less like it's moving between 2 points. This is one as of this morning, and this is another one as of this morning. So yes. So these are 15 minutes time frame now. Can you see? It's just like this. So it could be as if it's ranging. Okay. So you can see now, if it breaks below this part successfully, then we're expecting that bearish move to continue. But price could still come back and respect this zone and go back inside. You understand? So let's wait and see what price wants to do. In fact, if I'm going to put it, let me put it this way. Yes. So let's wait and see. Is it breaking below it? If it breaks below it, then it's coming back into this point. So we could expect price to come and test this zone here further. And if it tests this zone, we could expect it to push up. But all in all, I'll go for the bearish move. I'll stick with the bearish move. I'll stay with the bears. That's my take on GBP JPY. Okay, so let's look at the next instrument. Okay. All right. Someone is asking, saying that what is the correlation between USD and indices? Okay, so for the US indices, these are companies in the US country, like US 100 now. They are the 101 US tech companies in the US coming together, and you're trading on them as one. They are in the US economy. So yes, whatever happens in the US economy is going to have a reaction on them, because everything, all their business is on the US ground. So yes, it's going to affect them. Understand? It's just like you talking about companies in Nigeria doing everything, and you're coming on to trade on them or to either buy their shares. Now, you see those companies in Nigeria, they will be affected by the economy of Nigeria with the decisions that Nigeria is making. So that's the same correlation you're seeing between them. You understand? So a bearish move on them, on index, and if it is weak, we expect a bullish move on them. You understand? You know, it's more or less like you're trading on shares. When is the best time for you to buy shares? Is it when the price is expensive or cheap? It's when it's cheap. And when it's cheap, you understand, you buy. But when it's expensive, you do what? You sell. So that's the way it is on that. Okay. All right. Okay. You're saying, so this your chart analysis is all on TradingView platform. Can we use candlestick analysis on trading? Why not? You can now to view platform on and whether on Android phone. Funny enough, in fact, Mr. Soyemi Adeleke, you're asking, maybe I feel from, if I can get your question, you're asking to know if you can do analysis on in your Android phone too. Yes, most of the time, if I'm out of the state, if I'm out of the state, I go anywhere, I go with my phone, and whatever analysis I'm doing, I do it on my Android phone. Yes, it's very, very possible. You can do that. You can check, chart, do your own analysis on your Android phone. It's just your understanding of the application. If you're able to use it very well, then yes, you can do that. Okay, so that's that for that. It's already 9, so thank you very much for joining today's morning market review. Please do kindly note that the market closes today to all retail traders. Yeah, it closes to us by 10 p.m. So whatever it is we're doing, just get, yeah, all in all, the risk management. Thank you once again. Bye for now.
I don't want to listen to person. I rest my hand. It will recognize. It's okay.